Alright, so recording is started. It's going to be a last webinar for 2014. For me, at least. Alright, so let's start with Slav's first question here. For DAS, would you create a Blogger account with totally different user account so that Google doesn't see it's our own property? I mean, yeah, what I would do is use like one kind of I would set aside like one Google thing for everything, Slav. But like use that for, of course, your webmaster, just the way that Network Empire told you to set it up. Like you get the Google account, you connect your webmaster tools, you use it for your Google Plus and all that type of stuff. Now you can also use that same email address if it's a Google email for your Facebook and all that type of stuff. And I guess you're saying should you use a blogger under that same account. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I think that would be fine to do, Slav. I can check on it, but I'm pretty sure that would be okay to do. I'm trying to think. If you have your email. Yeah, I guess that would be kind of be connected to your Gmail. Yeah, because when you sign up for Google Plus and all that, it's all going to be under a Gmail. I think you're saying, can you use that same Gmail for like the blogger? It's a good question, Slav. I see what you're asking. I don't know. I'll have to ask Jimmy that, and I'll let you know. You're usually on my session, so ask me that again next session, and I'll make sure I ask Jimmy or Sue. My guess, actually, Slav, is going to be you shouldn't, but I don't want to say for sure. I mean, I guess there's no reason to do it if you don't have to. But I'll see if they do that. If it was me personally, I can tell you I probably wouldn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably would not do that. But I'll check on them to see if they use that. But if it was me, I would not do it. All right. No, because they have a whole army of users, Slav. So I mean, they have thousands of accounts. Even if you do get the same links from a couple of the same accounts, not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's social links are a lot different than regular links. And then of course they have so many accounts that probably won't even happen. But again, if it did, I wouldn't be worried about it. And, they've thought of that stuff, Slav. They're very technical, so they've thought all that stuff ahead of time. All right, from Slav again. Excuse me. Slav, you can use my writer if you want. I mean, he's not like great, but I pay him $2 per 500 words. His email is fapsent@gmail.com. Just tell him you just got sent over from Greg. I use this for my PBN content. You could probably use it for. Let me actually sign out of Skype really quick. Just want to make sure I don't have any. I forgot to restart this. Sorry, I forgot to start the recording again. But yeah, FapSend I use again for my PBN content, and you can also use it for DAS content. It's unique and it's good enough. I'll usually look over it. I'll throw it in Grammarly. I'll throw it in Copyscape. I always throw stuff in Qzx8 that's outsourced just to make sure, and then you can throw it in Grammarly just to get any. You'll find little errors here and there that you can just fix yourself. It takes a minute or two. I mean, for $2 for 500 words, it's worth it to me. If you want to go and get like higher quality content for money sites, you're gonna have to pay a whole lot more than that. You can look in our Facebook group for a good writer. I don't know if Pat Savas still writes, but I'm sure there's other people that write in our group. Or you can go to places like iWriter and just hire premium writers, the Content Authority, premium writers, and just kind of try to find the right one. But money site content is gonna cost a lot more. For PBN content, DAS content, you can use this guy. Again, $2 per 500 words. He's who I've been using for a long time. One thing they do is they put keywords in there too much. Like if I do something on electronic cigarettes, they'll put electronic cigarette in too much. I've been talking about that. But again, you can just kind of go in and change stuff out. It takes a couple minutes per article if you want to spend less like that. And I mean, I still do it. And I don't have a very low budget, but I still do it just because it's so well priced and it's written well enough where it's going to work. It's unique. It makes sense. Throw it in Grammarly, fix any little errors. Maybe a few little errors left, but that's not going to make a huge deal. All right. All right, so we got a few more questions in. Thane, your question didn't come all the way through. All I got was, hey, Greg. Just so you know. Yeah, absolutely, Slav. Anytime you're setting up like kind of like a network, use a different Gmail. Like use one Gmail per site. That would be my advice. You know what I mean? Like if you're setting up a new site with like a new kind of network, so to speak, use a whole new Gmail account. Clear your cookies, all that type of stuff. From Samuel. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that, Samuel. We've been recommending that you keep PBNs themed, which means you do them on the same topic. So, if you have a PBN on, and there's different levels to that. Like you can do PBNs on all weight loss stuff, and you only cover weight loss, or you can go like a level deeper and do all health stuff. And that's like taking a little further. Or you can do stuff where you just do like a location. Like a lot of people, like for example, I do a lot of stuff in the Nashville area, so I have PBNs that are on Nashville. It's like a Nashville kind of directory, I call it, and then I'll do stuff on Nashville plumbers, Nashville dentists, Nashville personal trainers, anything like that that's Nashville related, and that's kind of like Nashville themed. So there's different levels to theming you can do where, the more specific the better, but stuff like I just talked about in Nashville is fine. It's working great. Even stuff where general, like, people are still using PBNs and covering, they'll do an article on cats, then they'll do an article on Barbie dolls, then they'll do an article on health, and it's still working totally fine. But, we've just seen signs they're moving more towards the theming stuff, which is why we're recommending it. But yeah, you can do that, Samuel. Just know that the more money sites you link to from one PBN, I don't want to say it's dangerous, but it's just more dangerous than like the more money sites you add, because if something did happen to that PBN, then it's going to affect all those money sites. All right, but I mean the way we show you to set it up is safe, as long as you're you don't have the footprints and all that. But of course, the more money sites you have on there, if something did happen, that's just going to could affect all the money sites. So it's just a little more risky. That's all. All right, from Alvin. I think you're asking, should you use Magic Submitter on all of them? I mean, you could. You can use. I mean, you can juice them up however you want, Alvin. That's gonna, not just juice up those properties, but it's also gonna juice up your money site, which I'm guessing the social sites are linking to. But yeah, I mean, you can use Magic Submitter, you can use PBNs, you can use secondhand services like Web 2.0 stuff. Um, you can use anything like that to juice up your social sites. From Marissa. Yeah, I mean that's a great way to go, Marissa, because besides the content, it's just time. Like if you're going to be doing it yourself, it's just the time involvement, and DAS works very well. So I mean, you could write all your own content, do all your own work. It's going to be time consuming, but it's powerful stuff. Jimmy's been doing that for a long time, so you can absolutely rank with just DAS. And I mean, look, everyone. I mean, I recommend that you really start focusing on doing this for pretty much every site you do. I mean, the basic starter stuff is get a site up, create a Facebook for it, create a Twitter for it, create a Google Plus for it, which you get YouTube videos with. Those are the basics. You can add stuff from there, but start with those basics there. YouTube, Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter. Those are the big ones. Link them all together. Link them all to your money sites, and then from there, you can do some videos and you link your video to your money site and all your stuff. If you've gone through the director's content, you know about RSS feeds where you can start mixing in RSS stuff. If you don't know about that, then just do what I just told you. Don't worry about RSS, and start sending Web 2.0s to your social things you created and to your money site. Different pages of your money site. I mean, but at least creating those social accounts is something that I recommend everyone do off the bat, because it's very powerful just getting that Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google Plus all going, and then just posting to them, linking to your money sites, and just getting that started. From Alvin. I mean, yeah, that's one option, Alvin. You can do some social to it. Again, you can do DAS. You can do, create the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Google Plus. There's a lot of things you can do. But yeah, PBN would work. All right, cool. Glad you guys can hear me. From Andrew. I haven't actually messed with that, Andrew, the content curator on the OMG Command Center. So I'm not sure exactly what that does. But, Colin, he knows his stuff and he provides good services. So that wouldn't surprise me. Kenneth, DAS is short for Domain Authority Stacking. I just did an introduction video to it in the members area, so you can check that out. I kind of explain what it is and give you an introduction on it and how you can start using it. And then, of course, Jimmy Kelly in the director's cut really goes into detail. He did a really good job. I actually watched it myself. Oh, you guys couldn't see my screen, sorry. Sorry about that. Let me just go back and so you can see what I was talking about. If you have any questions about anything I said, just let me know. So Alvin had asked about, he had 70 social sites linked together, so he used Magic Submitter on all of them. Marissa asked, if you have not started investing in a PBN network, would you suggest focusing on learning DAS? And of course, I answered that. It'd be, it's a great option. Alvin said, I have 3 city SEO sites. 2 of them already have started moving and ranking, but the other have not even gotten listed. I think I should it with a PBN to get going. What do you think? I said, yeah, you can do a PBN, social, DAS, any of that type of stuff. Get the social properties going to it. And then Andrew had said, speaking of articles, do you use the content curator on the OMG Command Center? Articles seem okay and it's very fast. And yet I haven't used that. But again, Colin does great service. And sorry, I wasn't showing my screen. All right, from Thane. I mean, learning about expired domains is a good first step, I would say, Thane. Make sure that you went through the orientation section with David Mills because he kind of explains, if you're a beginner, he goes over like mindset and where to start and all that type of stuff. And then make sure you have gone through the sink or swim section because that explains a lot about optimization, how anchor text works with URLs, and that's something important to understand. But yeah, if you haven't gone through the orientation section, I would go through that as well. All right, from Pat. I mean, he's just using Facebook. I mean, there's so much you can do for him, Pat. He does not want to go too fast. I'm guessing. Is that what you meant? I mean, there's so many ways to boost his business. I mean, just get a website going, get all of the social properties going. Link everything together. Start driving traffic that way. Get PBNs to rank the money site, the social properties. He could be ranked for so many different keywords. It sounds like he's just doing like Facebook advertising. So, I mean, really, just what we teach with SEO can bring his business to. I mean, there's no limit. From Peter. I actually don't deal with the pricing, Peter. I just deal with SEO. Mike deals with all the pricing stuff, so he'd be the one to ask on that on like an orientation or on a Sunday fun day or something like that. Or you can ask Fletch about that. Fletch is great with client pricing, but I personally never deal with the pricing stuff for clients. All right, awesome, Marissa, Slav. Yeah, you can still register for My Google Business and build citations for it. And actually, I talked to Mike about this weekend, and I think that we're going to do specific training on how to do My Google Business with like a virtual office. So that'll be cool for those of you who don't have experience with virtual offices. Mike is going to do a little something on that because that's what he did for NashvilleSEO.org, which I think everyone has seen by now. It's showing up right here. This is a virtual office address. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to do some training on that to show people how to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's almost like sites I'm seeing in local that aren't My Google Business verified are harder to rank. If they're My Google Business verified, they're much easier to rank. It seems like I'm doing like some like test sites for local where they're not My Google Business verified, and then we also have clients who are My Google Business verified, and the difference between the two is crazy. Like I notice a huge difference. For the My Google Business verified, they move very quickly. They move up a lot higher. For the ones that aren't, it seems like the movement's a lot slower, and they're not moving as high. So getting registered in the My Google Business, not only can you do citations, which are just killing it, but it also, I think, just helps you rank better all around. And that kind of makes sense. You know, it falls in line with where Google's going. And if I was Google, that's what I would do. I mean, for local sites, why would you want to rank for why would you want to rank someone who has not verified their business with you when you have a ton of people who have verified their business? You know what I mean? Like people who verified their business are showing that they're serious about their business, and they're proving they're a real business. Whereas people who haven't, it's like why would you even let them rank on the first page? That's kind of like the direction they're moving. So only two more questions. So get your questions in, guys. From Amir here. PurchaseMyCitySEO.com. I live in Canada. Should I buy the .ca as well? Well, I don't know what type of stuff ranks in Canada. Let's go find out. This is what I always like tell people to do. I guess there's Ontario, Calgary, Ottawa. Alright, so let's go do like Calgary SEO. .com, .ca, 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 .com. So it looks like there's a good mix of .com and .cas. So it looks like the .com will work fine for you. I mean, you could pick up the .ca, and what I'm talking about is just like for ranking purposes. Like in some countries, the country domain extension pretty much ranks for everything for some countries. Like if you try to bring like a .com to Australia, for example, it's not as likely to rank. I believe it was Australia. Oops. And again, anytime you have like a question about like, I'm in this country, should I use a .com or should I use should I use an Australian domain? Just type in different terms and see what type of domains are showing up. Yeah, okay, like so it was Australia I'm thinking about. So look at the first page, .com.au, 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 AU. This is actually .partners, .au. So 9 of the first 10 are .aus. So that's the dominant domain for Australia. Whereas some countries, .com, .net, .org are still the main domain extensions. All right, but it looks like in Canada it's a split between regular .com, .org.net, and .ca. So you'd be fine with going with either for the Canada. It looks like there's .ca, .com, .ca.com. So again, about an even split. So yeah, as far as like SEO reasons, Amir, you'd be fine with the .com. I mean, if you think you're going to turn into a big brand, you might just want to grab up the .ca. Or if you can use it as a backup if you want, you can do a second site and kind of split test. Yeah, that's up to you. But as far as ranking, again, it looks like you'll be fine with the .com. Anytime you want to know about, if you're in a different country, say you're in India, go to Google India, do some searches, and see what type of extensions are ranking. All right. Google can't hide what's working. Can't be on the same host, same IP. I mean, I wouldn't really use it like that, Amir. Like if I was going to get the .ca, again, I would use it to protect my brand and just hold on to it. maybe just like 301 it over to the other site. So if anyone does try to go to the .ca, they just go to your .com, or just use it for a totally different site where where you're doing you're just ranking a second site. And in that case, I would probably put it on a different host, different IP, just in case you link to it from the same places. Like if you have PBNs and you're linking to both sites and they're both on the same host, same IP, that's going to be a big footprint. So really, it depends like where you're going to be taking it and what you're going to be doing with it. All right, cool. So we have a few questions coming in. Keep them coming there, guys. Oh, when I was talking about Trust Lab, I was just kind of throwing numbers out there. I was just giving examples. But yeah, I mean, Majestic Trust is something that a lot of people go off. But yeah, I mean, I was just throwing out numbers, Slav. I wasn't really referring to any specific trust system or anything like that. Kenneth, yeah, I mean, you can do that. Like for my mom's business, she actually has a home business, so I just used her home address. I mean, as long as it's somewhere where you can verify, you'll get a postcard and you just got to verify that. That should be fine. From Alvin. I mean, I've seen they basically look .com, .net, .org pretty much the same. If I had to order them, it would probably be .com, .org, then .net. But I mean, those three are pretty much look at the same, I believe. But yeah, I mean, if .com, .net, and .org are all available, my first choice is going to be the .com, and then probably .org, depending on the niche, and then .net last. But some niches I might even go with .net second. Depends. But yeah, if the .com's available, that would be my first choice. From Pat. If you're in a major city competing against other SEO businesses, what's a good way to get ranked? Do everything we teach you. People aren't going to be doing everything we teach. Most people, they just kind of do one thing or another. I mean, right away, you would want to get My Google Business verified. Okay, that way you can get citations going right off the bat. Get your Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and YouTube going. Right, link them all together. Link them to your site. I mean, that all is easy right there. Just get, again, submit the get the My Google Business verified. From there, hit it with citations. Get your Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus up with your YouTube. Create some YouTube videos. Link them back to all your social properties and to your money site. From there, you can start piling on PBNs. You can send your PBNs to your social, which is your Facebook, Twitter, and all that, and also your money site, right? And then from there, you can start using DAS if you're still not ranking. You can use DAS to your social properties, to your money site. You can start implementing even further. You can use RSS feeds and all that type of stuff. You can use Social Explosion right off the bat, and then you can use that on your PBNs and your DAS and all that. So we have so many tools that, I mean, other SEOs, they really just can't compete with us. I mean, go look at one of the biggest cities out there, Chicago SEO, and number one, Cotton Grammar. I mean, Chicago is one of the biggest cities there is. Cotton ranks for a lot of really big cities. So, I mean, on the cities he's focused on, I know he's number one. And just like Nashville's a big city, and here's NashvilleSEO.org number one. Even though this actually isn't technically an organic listing, it's local. It's considered like a 7-pack listing. It's still number one. It's the first thing people see. People who are searching don't know that. right? And that's because the organic listing is penalized because of the PBN on the same hosting, which is old news now. But because of all of our citations and we're My Google Business Verified, we're still showing #1 right there. And then it's almost even better because they can just click right here to call us. And then we're #2 with our video, which again is a form of DAS. It's and it's also giving us exposure. We're #5. Oh, and I'm actually in Google Canada still. So again, #1. This is actually on page 2, and we're here right here, #3, #6, #7, #9. And this is just domination of a huge city. We got 5 of the top 10 listings. Then you go to page 2, and I think we have 5 on page 2. We got the Weebly is actually on this page. It's like #12. Foursquare's here, SlideShare. So we got 3 on page 2. So we have 8 of the first 20 spots, and we haven't even really put in a whole ton of effort into it. And we got 1, 2, 3 on page 3. See, just do what we teach, Pat. That's pretty much what's going on with what you see. These properties. Nashville SEO is My Google Business Verified. Okay. We have social properties for it, like YouTube, Google Plus, and all that. Weebly, citations like Yelp. We have a Facebook for it, which we tell you all to do. We're doing what you teach. We link all these together. We link them to each other. We send DAS to these. We send PBNs to them, and that's how we're doing this. And then again, what's happening is not only do properties like this rank, and like the YouTube and like the Facebook, not only are these ranking, but they're also sending authority to this site right here, which of course is appearing above all of them because they're all linking back to the money site. All right, from Brent. Yeah, absolutely. There's room, Brent. There's so many niches out there. In Nashville, I'm probably in 4 or 5 niches, but there's always room. There's literally thousands of niches out there, and probably hundreds of niches out there in local good niches. And Nashville is just one area too. You got all the surrounding areas. You got thousands of cities in the United States as well. So there's plenty of room. Even if you take, let's just do this for fun. If you say there's 1,000 cities and there's 100 good niches, which is a low ball on both, that right there is 100,000. 100,000 different kind of niches that you can focus on, with city and niche combined. So there's plenty of them. Oh, cool. We got a bunch of questions in. That's good. All right, from Andrew here. Is it better to use a new EMD and boost with PBNs or an old site with links but with a strange name? It depends on your preference, Andrew. And also, we've talked about this on previous webinars. Google's always going back and forth with EMDs. Like they always work, it seems, but they go through times where they make them extremely powerful, then they'll kind of lose some power, and then they'll go back to extremely powerful, and of course, everything in between. Right now, EMDs are very powerful. They're working very well. But it just really depends on what you're looking to do and what type of project it is. But again, right now EMDs are working very well. And there's something with EMDs. I've talked about this on a video, but if you want to know how to make an EMD work, go look at big brand names like Best Buy. They got a lot of the exact anchor in there, which Google accepts. Now they have probably had more than is normally accepted because of the high domain authority. But you can kind of just model it after this. So I wouldn't go as high on this, but a lot of naked URL links, as you see right here, right? And then they'll also have a lot of stuff where it's like this, like Best Buy's website, Best Buy dash computers, Best Buy dash customer service, Best Buy dash digital cameras. Then stuff, of course, like digital cameras at Best Buy. So if you have like an EMD for like weight loss, how you would kind of mock this is like weight loss website. If it was like weightloss.com, weight loss for women over 50, weight loss for men in their 30s, and these of course would be all. It would help you rank for weight loss, but at the same time, it's going to help you rank for those long tails. You know what I mean? But I want to this in a video. But if you ever are like lost on like anchor text for an EMD, just go and take a look at a site like Best Buy, where it's a big brand name, where they kind of have like a natural. This is pretty much as natural as a link portfolio as you're going to see. If you want to know what natural looks like, you're going to see a lot of the website name, which is Best Buy, plus other words in there. Again, Best Buy Gift Center, Best Buy Link, Best Buy Stores, right? And no one is ever going to outrank them for Best Buy because they have the EMD and then they have, Best Buy and a lot of their anchor text with other stuff. And that's the type of stuff that Google likes to see. Like, if you go back to the weight loss example, like if you had, a similar site, but of course it was on weight loss, and you had like this anchor text portfolio you see right here, but it's just like weight loss for women, weight loss for babies, weight loss for men, and just kept going like that. No one's going to outrank you for weight loss. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, I mean, just because that was kind of like a tangent, but if you ever kind of get lost on EMD anchor text, you do your initial stuff, you don't know where to go from there. Just take a look at a site like Best Buy. I mean, it can really tell you a lot. And of course, you can do stuff like you do like weightloss.com dash how to lose weight quickly, stuff like that, or whatever, or DVD products, whatever you want to do. From Samuel. I would have totally unique content, Samuel. That's just me. I deal with unique content. Sorry about coughing there. I mean, me personally, I just like to take that out of the equation. I mean, it can be somewhat similar, but having like the same content in patches is just, I don't think that's needed. I mean, in my opinion, it's just something where if anything happened, that's just one more thing you got to worry about. Like, did I drop because I have some duplicate content? Is that part of it? And I just like to take that out of the equation. You can get the unique content, and then right off the bat, you're set up. You don't have to worry about unique or duplicate content. Something happens that it's out of the picture. Like I have unique content, that's not an issue. I can focus on everything else. From Slav. Yes, it is registered, Slav. It's just under a virtual address. So it's not under like a physical address. It's a virtual address. From Marissa. I mean, I guess it depends what type of service it is, but most likely you would focus on the small city they're located. Yeah, I mean, I would likely start in the city they're located, and then of course, again, it depends on the business type. Like for example, if it's an SEO business, it doesn't really matter. But if it's like a flower business, that does matter. So it also depends on the type of business. But then if you're going to use the business address, I mean, you have to register it in that, like it's going to rank in that city, because when you use that address, it's going to rank for the maps for that city, because that's where the address is. It's not for different terms. Like if you're in Nashville and you type that in, it's probably different. I think if I do like Nashville TN SEO, like I would do more specific, there is more in there, and there is. So if I do Nashville TN SEO, there's actually 5 in there. But if you're in Nashville, typing in Nashville SEO probably brings up more than just one. Even with 5 involved, we're number 1, of course, in the maps. So, or if you do like Nashville, Tennessee SEO, I'm sure that it'll have more maps listings in there, and it does. Again, 5 of them. There we are there. Mamir. Alright, we just went over that. Initially, I think it was like 6 or 7 PBNs, Alvin. Excuse me. And then, of course, we started piling on the social properties, which has made it stronger. All the citations, which are all linked to the money site. And then, we're powering them up, not just ranking those, but making NashvilleSEO.org even more powerful. I wouldn't really say it takes much more. It's just a little different. Again, if your My Google Business is verified, it's going to be a lot. You're going to make it a lot easier on yourself. And at the same time, it's changed a little since then, Alvin. I probably wouldn't even start a local site with PBNs. I'll probably start with citations now, and then the social stuff, and then the PBNs, which is kind of like an add-on to add on domain authority, get some targeted keyword anchor text in there, and stuff like that. So local has changed a lot over the last couple months. Where first of all, you want to definitely be My Google Business verified. I would start with the citations, then of course, always setting up the Facebook, Twitter, or Google Plus. The social stuff is a great idea. And then when you get your citations done, you can take your most powerful citations and start hitting those as well. You can hit those with PBNs. You can hit them with DAS, whatever you want to do. And that also depends on the competition. You might not even need it for a smaller city to hit your citations with more links like PBNs and DAS. It also depends on what the client's paying you. Like you might not even want to blanket the first page because it might be a client that's only paying you $500 per month, and you probably wouldn't want to do that for a client that's only paying that much. But if someone who's paying 10 grand a month, then yeah, you want to throw everything at it, blanket the first page, use everything in your arsenal. All right, from Steve. I haven't gotten test results back from that yet, Steve. I have ordered some gigs from them, but I haven't gotten any test results back, so I'm not positive about that. For now, I would stay away from it unless it's like pure social stuff. But I wouldn't do any like mass linking, like a whole ton of blog comments and all that quite yet. From Rob. I mean, it's a good idea, Rob. Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter, and you're not necessarily using your personal info for each, but you're using like a what the heck would you call it? sorry, a kind of like an alter ego. I don't know the exact. I'm going blank here, but you would just make up a name and then use that for all of that site. Like, if I do a new site, a new money site, I'm going to create a Facebook under Michael Roberts. I'm going to do a Twitter under Michael Roberts. I'm going to do my YouTube under Michael Roberts. I'm going to do everything under Michael Roberts, the same name. And then when I do another money site, I'm going to create a different name. I might do it under Alvin Ferguson. You know what I mean? And everything will be under Alvin Ferguson. I usually use Pages, Rob. I talked to Sue about this, and Pages actually seem to rank better long term because posts are actually meant to fall off the first page and they kind of like lose steam. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. Also, I talked to Sue about making sure that pages are going to be in the RSS feed. They have a new tool coming out that like matches RSS feeds, and I requested that they have pages be included in the RSS feed because there's a lot that you can do with that, and a lot more we'll be talking about RSS feeds in the months to come. So me personally, I do mostly pages. All right, so we do got some more questions. That's good. Yeah, the SEO in Nashville Weebly, I think it was penalized for over optimization. Slav, it seems like they loosened up a little bit on the Penguin algorithm, and it also seems like their update, it's kind of like being either rolled out or updated more often. So because of the lightning, like how they kind of seem to like lighten up on it a little bit, it was able to come back. Or it just kind of came back on its own. And again, it's not actually number 2. I think that's just because I'm cached. I think it's like number 12 or 13 or something like that. But yeah, it just kind of came back on its own, and that was from them just loosening up a little bit on the Penguin algorithm or the Panda algorithm. That over optimization part. And also, what could have happened is maybe a few links fell off, which put us just below the threshold so we're not over optimized. And again, Weebly has so much domain authority that's probably how we're still getting away with it. I just want to go look at it. Why did it bring up Best Buy again? Let's see. Looks like it's been losing some links. It's all still the same type of stuff. Alright. It looks like some more links were actually built to this. Because before it was all... No, I guess Jimmy did this. I didn't do it. Or did I send links to here? Let's see. I might have done these. Did I? I don't remember. It looks like either me or Jimmy sent. some links to these to under optimize it, Slav. Because before it was all this. It was all like Nashville SEO this, Nashville SEO that. Now it looks like we add in different stuff like this without Nashville being in it. And that's probably what would help bring it back. Along with that somewhat loosening of the algorithm. So yeah, all this stuff wasn't here before. We had all Nashville SEO, blah, blah, blah. So it looks like we actually built some more links in there that just didn't have Nashville in it. But I can't tell you if me or Jimmy did that. I don't even remember. All right, from Rob. I mean, if you have denverplumber.com and there's nothing for plumber, just do plumber in Denver. Just reverse the words. As far as content for the keywords, just, you don't even have to have it in your content that much. Just you would say stuff like our company. You don't really have to mention Denver plumber over and over and over again. We service the Denver area, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to say Denver plumber too many times. Maybe just once or twice, depending on how much content you have. I did not, Kenneth. I said that the virtual address information should be coming somewhat soon. I talked to Mike about it this weekend. I think he's going to do some training on how exactly to do the virtual office. From Rob. That's talked about in Cotton's videos, Rob. I would check that out if you haven't already. Local Citation Crusher. But it's basically, you put in your information in the My Google Business section. They'll send you a postcard with some information on it that will help you verify your business. From Samuel. It wouldn't necessarily say this site has #1 ranking. We can give it more. It would more be about, this site has domain authority, so it's more trusted. And actually, you're saying a video, which I'm guessing you mean a YouTube video, so it would actually have more page authority. But yeah, I mean, for a video, it depends what type of anchor text you're sending to it, and what type of links. Yeah, I mean, the more stuff like that you send at it, the more of a chance you're gonna have for ranking. From Alvin. I mean, it depends what type of social site, Alvin, but a lot of these social sites, at least the real big ones, there's going to be either naked URL links or title links, like the title of the website, which is fine to use. So, I mean, most of them are going to be just URL links and title links, but I mean, the ones that you can use anchor text on, you can really switch it up. You can use some long tail, and it depends how much anchor text you already have. Again, I would make sure you look at the sink or swim section to kind of get an idea. But it depends on how many links you have, what your anchor text is already, on what you would use for those anchors, where you can control the anchor text, like like a Weebly or a Tumblr or something like that. 800 number services. What the heck did I use? I'm trying to think of what I used. I think I used callforwarding.com. No, that yeah, I think I used callforwarding.com. I'm almost positive. Or, of course, you can always just Google it. That actually seems like a month, or like a lot, $20 a month. I don't think this is the one I am using. Maybe ask this in the Facebook group. I think what I use is integrated with analytic call tracking. But you can ask that in the Facebook group. I mean, again, I would go through Cotton's course on that, Rob. It seems like you haven't gone through that yet. He talks all about citations in there. He's done a lot with citations. He explains a lot about what to do, with the citations. And it's only like an hour long, like his whole series. And even if you know about citations, I would look at that because I knew about citations and it really helped me with some stuff. So well worth the hour that you'll spend. Alright, so let me go get this last set of questions here. We got about 5 more. He's probably using virtual addresses, Amir. I mean, you order them. So, I mean, without even like Mike doing a video on it, you could do like, Nashville virtual address. And these guys right here probably do it. I mean, everyone on the first page probably does it. Where you can probably sign up. I mean, there's just different prices and stuff for them. So look right here. Yeah, you recognize this address, Church Street. I think we're using like 1900 Church Street, Suite 300. So this might have been the service he used. Yeah, you can always call him and talk to him. If you don't want to wait for any information we'll have on it. But there's all kind of services like this where you can just get, pay that fee and get that virtual address. And then register the business under that virtual address. Yeah, pretty much, Dan. I mean, that's what I would use it for. I know some people still use it for money sites, like directly to their money site, but I would be extremely careful with that. And there's really no need to even do that with the other stuff we have from Thane. Yeah, I mean, PBNs are still pretty much my go-to. If you're doing local, then you don't necessarily have to do PBNs. I mean, you can stick to smaller. You can start with like smaller locations and just do the verification process and then the citations and then the social if you need to. And then on top of that, you could do DAS and you probably won't ever need PBNs. But PBNs are just such a great tool to have, especially when you get in the medium to higher level niches. They're just like the cream on top. I mean, for affiliate stuff, they're still my go-to, my number one go-to. From Rob, I think you're talking about the Weebly. I mean, if I started the Weebly over, and Jimmy actually did this initially, I just wouldn't set it up like this. Like I wouldn't do Nashville SEO company, Nashville SEO, blah, 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 Nashville SEO homepage, Nashville SEO help. I wouldn't repeat Nashville SEO over and over. I would add more stuff like this in, you know what I mean, right off the bat. Organic SEO, SEO book, search engine optimization expert, stuff without Nashville in there. You know, that's what I would do right off the bat. Yeah, Callfire is another service. Right, so let me see if there's any final questions. Nothing in here. Anything else before we roll? So make sure everyone's taken care of. No one? Give it another 10 seconds. Alright, so we got one more from Thane. Sorry. I still have this cold. I had this virus for like 3 weeks now. It's crazy. It seems like it's really going around the United States. Like I know people in Nashville who have it, and people in Florida who have it. Everyone around here is getting it. It's like the worst I've ever been sick. It just lingers and lingers. Alright, so there is one more question from Thane that I'll cover really quick. Sorry about coughing in the mic. So Thane is saying, citations is a new term to me. I want to make money while learning if that is possible. Citations, please explain. Citations is stuff like Yelp. Really, a citation is anything where you put where it has like the business address on it. And again, make sure you go through Cotton's videos on this. He does a really, really good job explaining citations. But like, let's go look at Nashville SEO. Should be showing a good amount of citations to it. It's going to be hard to find because we got spammed, we got negative SEO'd, which is part of the reason we're not ranking, technically ranking organically, even though it shows #1. Again, this is actually a local listing. Organically, we're actually penalized because we got negative SEO and then the blog network thing. So let me go to, like, this right here is a citation, Yelp. All right, it's basically just something where it lists your address. Okay. Like, here's all our information right here. This is actually I don't know why this address is different. This might have been before we did our verification, but that's a different address than we have listed, and that's actually bad. Not bad, but it won't help you rank as well on the maps. The reason we're ranking so well is just because we have so much other power. But Cotton covers this where you would want the address to match exactly how you have it in your My Google Business listing. So if we go to, let's see if I can find it like this. Here we go. So here's our My Google Business Plus page, okay? So when we do our citations, we want our address and our phone number to appear exactly like this, all right? We wouldn't want street to appear as ST. We want it to appear exactly STREET spelled out, because that's how we did it in our My Google Business page. So when you do your citations, you want your address to appear exactly as it's shown in here. And Cotton covers this in his videos. But I mean, citations. Who asked this? Thane. Are basically just like listings, like Yelp and stuff like that. Kind of like business, kind of directory, I guess you can say. But it can really be anything. But it's usually like these big business directories where your business is listed like this. But again, I don't know why this address is being used. That's actually not helping us rank in the maps. The correct way would be the exact address that we have in that My Google in the Plus page. But again, this is probably done before. But this is what it is. And then, of course, we would want that address that's right here to appear here. Here's another one right here. This I think that actually this is a I think this is a press release. Yeah, it's a press release. So this isn't one. Let's actually go look at another term. I went over this also in a recent video I did saying BBB is one. Okay, so this is a citation right here. Like BBB is a citation where it's listing company plus address and all that. And if they're in the maps, then they have citations. So we'll just pull up this site really quick. What the heck? That's weird. Looks like that's actually the same company. They're using two sites. And they have two listings in the maps. I can guarantee a lot of these are citations. Like Yellow Pages, that's a citation. So let's go and check out that. And of course, Cotton covers like different services that you can use to get these citations done for you at a good price. And again, it's just the company name here, their address, their phone number. That's a citation. Okay. And again, Cotton covers where you can get these in his video, his Cotton local citation crusher course. It's in your members area. All right, so let me make sure no more questions. All right, so it looks like we're all good here. Alvin said he's sick too. Yeah, everyone's getting sick. It stinks. All right, so this is going to be the last one for 2014. I'll have one next week. It'll be our first one for 2015. And just get your questions ready for next time. We'll get going as always. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. I'll get this recording over to David tonight, and he should have it up, as a replay by tomorrow for anyone that wants to see it. All right, I'll see you all in the next session.